today to show you how to install a new breaker in your breaker box. First though, I want to make sure you all understand that I am a retired elementary school teacher. I am not an electrician. I've done about a dozen at least of these things, and like a couple times I've needed to add some breakers, like when I needed 220 volt outlets, I've actually added this, so it's really not that. It's very easy, actually. It's just super dangerous if you don't take the right precautions. Okay, so here's what I'm going to use. I'm just using a couple flatheads. One, actually I don't even need this. I have the bigger one to take the front of the breaker box off, and then this one to get into the actual new breaker. And that screw is right there, which I'll show you when I hook up the new wire. What's important to see on this thing though is that the wire goes right between, see that little serrated sort of part of this thing right there? The wire gets stuck in there, and then you clamp it down and it's secure. So, all right. So one of the most important things that you need is this. This is a voltage detector. It's not a voltage meter like this thing here. This thing tells you what your volts are. It will not tell you if there's electricity flowing there. Sometimes you can use this thing and nothing lights up, but there's still electricity down there. So that's why this is no good. Use one of these. It's a voltage detector. All right. All right, let's get started. All right, so the other thing you really need to do, you absolutely need to do, is inside the breaker box, there's usually some kind of notice like this. And right up here, it says, use only GE type breakers, blah, 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 blah. So get the right kind of breaker that you need, all right? Okay, and the other important thing is that you see, you gotta pick the right kind of breaker. So not only do you look up there and get the right brand and model number, you also have to get the right voltage level. So this was a 20. Doesn't say it on there, but it says it right there. That's a 20, and the one I replaced is a 20. It says right on there the voltage you want. So just make sure those are the same. The other thing is, I know that I have to replace number 12. So you're gonna have to obviously figure out which one is not working. This one just keeps tripping for some reason. So I'm going to see if this is the problem. It may not be the problem. It may be something else wrong somewhere, but at least I'm going to test this, or not test it, but I'm going to replace this and rule out that as a possible problem with why it's tripping all the time. So there's screws on here. You have to take this main panel off, okay? There's screws up here. You just unscrew everything. Now, I'm going to turn off power up here. That says main. There's one big giant switch for the main. So so before I take this off, I'm going to turn off the power. Okay, so first of all, I know I need to change 12, so I'm just going to turn it off. So I know that's the one, because once you take this cover off, you're not going to be able to tell which is which. And I just want to demonstrate this. So right now there's power going to all these. You see how it's on? Okay, so now I'm going to turn the power off. And there's nothing. So now I know there are no power going on anywhere around here. All right. All right, let's look at the guts. So I turn this one on. So you can see how I would never know which one it is if I didn't turn the one off. Or you can put a little tape on there to whatever you want. But there is no power anywhere going up here. Now if I go up there, there's power still, okay? So, but it's just, it ends here with this switch. Nothing goes down here. All right, now, and so I can't emphasize enough how important it is to get one of these voltage, what's it called again? Voltage detector, because it is absolutely essential. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you here. You see, here's what I want to replace. There's just one wire going in there. That's it. I'm going to pull this thing out, and I'm going to take the wire out of there and stick it in the new one, and then put this right back in there. All right? To remove this, all you do is you pop it out. That's it. Pop it out. That's it. And now I'm going to go in there and remove the wire from there. So I'm going to get my smaller of the 2 screwdrivers I have. Get a better light here. There we go. It's all corroded and stuff. So yeah, it looks like there's a short, see how the screw is kind of weird looking? I doubt anyone's ever taken this out before, so that tells me I'm probably right that the breaker is on the fritz. And also, you'll see here, look right in there, you see that's where the wire goes, right up by that serrated part. It doesn't go between the screw and that, or between anything up here. It goes between the serrated part and whatever is above it. Highly important. Okay, so I'm just going to loosen the screw, pop it out, easy peasy. Get my new one and pop it on in there. All right, here we go. You want to slip it all the way in there. You don't want to have any of this wire to be poking out. You go all the way in until the insulation is in there. And now, so now I just tighten it up. Really tight. Okay, so now let's look inside there. Okay, you see how it's between the serrated part and the clamping, whatever you call that above it? That's all you gotta do. All right, now, what you gotta do to get this thing back in there is just do the opposite of what you did to get it out. Okay, so you see these little prongs right here, right there. Those, you connect this end, goes underneath that, and then this bar right here, right there, slides into that slot. That's it. No, just a little safe side. That's it. And so now I'm going to put the cover back on. I'm going to turn on the power, and we're going to go test to make sure the microwave works. So now I'm putting this back on. It's loose still. And I just want to make sure I'm getting that thing set right, because see how it just snapped into place like that? You don't want to let, that shouldn't be a skew, or whatever you call it. And then just line up. I'm going to do the middle one first. And if you have someone to help you hold this, great. But I'm doing it all by my little self. Now I'm going to close this and do the other side. And then I'm going to keep them loose and put the rest in. And then when everything's tight and I can tell that this thing is seated properly, then I'll tighten everything down. So I got to get on my little ladder now. Okay, so I have all the screws in, but this thing isn't tight yet. I was missing a screw for some reason, so that's why that's empty. And now I'm going to open this up and just double check that this is seated. And you see how it's not seated right now? Where's my light? I need a better light here. Hold on. You see how it's a little cockeyed? So I'm just going to scoot it up until it snaps into place. And there it is. I can tell that it is seated as well as this little puppy can be seated. And so at this point now, I'm going to start locking it down. Okay, so there it is. And now I'm going to turn the power back on, turn the switch on, wherever it is, 12, and see how the microwave's working. Let's go find out. All right, it's working. So hopefully this won't trip anymore. You know, sometimes that's all it is. Sometimes it's something else. If it's something else where I'm like, I don't know, then obviously I'd call an electrician to come in and figure it out. But usually it's something really simple like that. All right, thanks for watching.